As a freelance writer, you might be wondering, what are the metrics a client will pay for a freelance writer? When you think of marketing metrics, a lot of businesses they want traffic and leads and shares and all that stuff. So they're probably looking at those metrics to see if their blog is growing, their business is growing, right? Definitely they want income, right? Based on their content marketing strategy. Each business will have different types of metrics. So, if you are a lifestyle writer for a magazine, those metrics are different than the clients that I write for in the SaaS industry, software as a service industry, versus a writer who focus on the travel industry or the education industry. If those businesses have products, they're going to have different marketing channels. Some businesses use social media heavily. They market on social media like Instagram or on TikTok to really grow their user base. For example, something like WordTune that I wrote for initially wants that ranking for SEO, but they broaden their marketing channels to really focus on YouTube, right? To focus on growing their business that way through ads. So there's always going to be different marketing channels and metrics that each business will have that will not share with you. So you don't know what those metrics are, but the metrics that you can focus on are the ones that I tend to focus on. So my process to ensure that the content that I give a client has the potential to fulfill those metrics are based on these things that I do. The first one is SEO. Many clients hire writers to write rankable blog posts. They might specify that you need to know how to do SEO, which is very big, very broad, very general, but basically what that means, you know how to find and use keywords and put them in the content in the right place. I do have a masterclass for you if you need help on all that, which is called the Fast Track to SEO Writing. So make sure to check that masterclass out. It gives you a really nice beginner way of doing SEO for clients. But that is what you want to do. And so how do you figure that out? Well, the best thing is to use something like an SEO tool to help you see if the content that you're producing is rankable. And that means looking at past client pieces, putting them into the SEO tool to see where they sit in Google. You can also Google them in Google, especially one that is incognito, that isn't, based on your search history. I like to use a VPN to find these if I end up looking in Google, for example. But I do have an SEO tool called Ahrefs. I do pay for that on a monthly basis, so I like to leverage that tool as much as possible since it is quite expensive for me to use. So for example, I used to write for Blogging Wizard for many years, so I can look at old pieces on his blog that I've written to see where it sits in ranking. I can take several of those, and if they do rank on page 1, which is the first 10 spots, then I can market my business as a SEO writer that helps businesses rank on the first page of Google. I can say that. If I find several pieces that are in the top 3 spots, then I can definitely market that I am an SEO writer or that I write rankable content that is in the top 3 spots, top 5 spots. Whatever words you use, you have proof that this happens through your SEO tool, or you can also show proof by your brand and your writing. I write on elnakane.com. It's my blog. I've been writing it for over a decade now. I can see through my analytics that I primarily get SEO traffic. So you can see here on my Elna Kane blog through Google Analytics, I can take a screenshot of this if I want to and show proof on my writer website, on my Hire Me page that, look, my own blog gets 12,000 organic searches a month. That is something. That is proof that my blog ranks in Google, that I do get Google search, right? So it's things like that where you need to show proof to ensure the client that you are delivering rankable content. My clients give me a content brief with the keyword in mind. I do have a video showing you the $1,000 blog post process that I have. So make sure to check that out because I do go through the content brief there. But usually I get a keyword. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just get the outline and the keywords are already embedded in the outline. All right. And then I just have to write my own content I can take the time to go to an SEO tool and find related keywords based on the topic that the client gave me so that I can just put those in if I wanted to, right? So those are the extra things that I can do because I have access to a SEO tool. If you don't have access to something as robust as Ahrefs, you can find some free keyword tools like I share in my Fast Track to SEO writing masterclass and use that to help you with your process. The other metric that clients are looking for to pay writers for is social shares. Like I mentioned, a lot of businesses are marketing on social media. They want to grow their Instagram presence, their TikTok presence, things like that, where you can help them by having shareable content. All right. So not all blogs have sharing buttons on their site. My client for WAP, I don't think they even have sharing buttons. I can take a look. This is a post I wrote for them. It's quite long. Yeah, there's nothing on the bottom here. They have a tweet here. Let me see if I click on that. No, that just goes to their Twitter account. So yeah, they don't even market their blogs on social media. So that's not a concern for me to optimize it for social media. But one of my newest clients does market on social media. Each blog post has a share button. So if I go here and pick a blog post like this one, there are social sharing buttons. I can share on Facebook, on Twitter, or on LinkedIn. So I just click on Twitter and there you go. I am sharing the client's post on social media, and that's what they're wanting the readers on their blog to do. So not only are they focusing on ranking in Google, because I can see that in my SEO tool and by the content brief that they give me, but also that they want it to be shareable. Okay. And so that means by formatting your post in a way that is shareable and writing in a conversational manner. Okay. I do have a video on step-by-step writing skills for freelance writers, and I go into those types of content writing skills that you need to make a post that's shareable. The biggest thing is to have white space. Make it easy for someone on social media when they see it on their Twitter feed to click on it and immediately get sucked into it. Okay. Having that hook, having that white space, breaking up your sentences, not having big blocks of text, using images, using bullet lists, all of those things make it optimized for social media and for short attention spans. All right. So that's something that you can see over on my blog, and you can see how I split up my blog post. And if you're engaged with it, then that means that that's shareable content. You might share it on Facebook and say, this is a really good blog post because you read it through and it had good, insightful information. I was able to provide that. So that's the content that clients want. They want comprehensive content that walks a reader through, that's easy to read and implement, and they'll share it. Right? It's shareable content. So that's something that you can control. And then the other thing is similar is bounce rate. Now you can't directly control the audience that goes to your client's blog and that they'll stay. So bounce rate is how long a person will stay before bouncing out or leaving that site. But generally the clients that hire me, they have guidelines that specifically say that they don't want fluff. They don't want content gaps. They want a full post. I am currently writing a full post. I'm at 4,000 words because the outline that they gave me was a step-by-step process on one specific task. So I am breaking it down, providing lots of examples, providing a lot of definitions, providing all of this stuff. And it's at 4,000 words. I'm on the last part of this post, right? So I am providing this comprehensive post so that when a person comes to the site, they're not leaving it. They're not like going to somewhere else because I didn't fulfill their needs. All right. This is the same with my content on Ella Kane. I tried to provide as much information as possible so that they stay on my blog, or they might go to other blog posts. So that's how you can help with bounce rate. I wouldn't market that because you can't quantify that, but you can market it through having optimized social media posts, SEO posts that helps with bounce rate, right? Writing comprehensive posts, tutorials, long form content, a longer user time on the site, right? So that they don't have a high bounce rate. Right? You want clients to have a lower bounce rate, but it's all dependent. Even though my blog on LeCain provides comprehensive content, I can't control if they're going to stay on my blog or not. I can look at the session times. If I go to specific blog posts, I can see here, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute and some things, and only 55 seconds on other things. So, my bounce rate is all over the place, which is interesting. But it's all dependent on where it's shared the most. I share this on Pinterest, and Pinterest is notorious for having a low session time. And this is engagement time. Not quite sure if that's the same as session time. With the new Google Analytics, it's kind of hard for me to find that bounce rate or whatever, the session time. But this is what I mean when you're writing content. You shouldn't really have to worry about that specific metric. I just mentioned it because it sort of makes sense in my world to have the ranking SEO skills, the social media skills, and then ensuring that, longer session time. So not a high bounce rate. All work together to give those metrics to your client. Now, the important part is to market it on your writer website. I personally don't market too heavily about that. Maybe that's something that I can try and show proof that, yeah, I do rank content. I do write it out that I rank content, but maybe having an actual screenshot can help. So things like that where maybe that can work. As far as the client pieces, I can take the time to put all of those in Ahrefs to see if they're ranking in the top 10. Most of them are for me, so I can mention something like that for my client pieces, right? So it's things like that where I can show the value of my writing and why they want to hire me. That's standing out as a freelance writer. If you need more help with other ways to market your freelance writing business, make sure to check out this video where I tell you all the different ways to get noticed by potential clients. All right, I hope you like this video. Give it a thumbs up and I'll see you in that video.